Welcome to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. For the final time, we fly over Miramar. Oop, there we go. I can do a thing with the camera. It's all good. Let's move as we go into what will hopefully be the halfway point with no dramas today. Although a little bit of an eastern skewed circle suggests that we're going to inject a little bit of spice into proceedings before we move on to Erangel. It's a 5 to a 12 o'clock plane path, so a lot of the west side of the map has been completely cut out by this plane. Some of the teams that want to go to places like El Pozo, where that previous circle finished, will find that finding vehicles first are a necessary evil. Let's see if anyone decides to drop very close to each other. Allen Oil, Snip team. Looking like they're not particularly pleased with the misfits right now. Anti getting shot at in a vehicle, but not taking any damage just yet. Picking up a teammate as well. Looks like that'll just about pass without incident. Ronnie, Cray, and Chris are overlapping in crews. And we have a relatively central zone in between Graveyard and Minas Generales to begin with. Enhance are going to be center, and we'll be very pleased with that. Chicken Go Cluck. Close to Ronnie Cray from Furasic. But I think the long shoot should actually fix this for them. And as a result, maybe a little bit of issues going down in the bottom of the map. Dalek has found the most interesting hill climb in a Venga bus I think I've ever seen. And is very, 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 very slowly making his way to the rest of the team. He'll get there eventually. It's off on a road trip. Nice little holiday. The rest of his team have actually moved up into Los Leones, which is fair enough. Beamy is looting the warehouse that Dex is looking at. Dex doesn't feel particularly pleased with this turn of events, but at the same time, unless he can get a guaranteed headshot or something like that, he doesn't want to really move in case there are other people within range. Did he not see him on the left-hand side? Did Beamy see him? Yes. So Beamy knows someone is there. Oh my god, Beamy, you sick, sick human being. That is 102 damage with the headshot from that Mini 14. What will the rest of Zukdin-Nam do? Oh, Highman and Jazza both immediately rushing to their aid, so no prizes for guessing what's going on there. The rest of Heroic, in the meantime, are in Puerto Paraiso. Does Beamy have a vehicle? Can Beamy get out and join the rest of his team? It doesn't look like it at the moment. I don't see anything. So Beamy either has to escape on foot, or the rest of Heroic have to come in and join him. We'll find out soon if Zukdin-Nam intend on aggressing on this position. Never mind. We thought we'd find out soon. We found out instantly. Nixie coming in now. Beamy spots him from behind the boxes. Nixie hasn't seen Beamy yet. I don't think he has anyway. This could be a good trap. Beamy lying in wait. On the very corner of this warehouse. The rest of Heroic are now moving in. And Nixie might start to think now that this could be a little bit of an overextension. He's coming in to hunt Beamy. But the rest of the team aren't here yet. And Heroic are fanning out. This is a really, really interesting scenario. Who is going to get into position to fight the other first? Is Jazza, for example, going to play spoiler and spot where Paige and T-Bone are? What about these two members on the road? Nixie finds Beamy. Oh no. Well, Paige has indeed been spotted by Jazza, but not quickly enough for him not to go down. Zukdin-Nam down to 3. That's not the greatest of cover for Vashku. Great use of a flashbang. Fantastic use of a flashbang. Is it enough? No, Vasquez's still at full health. But finally goes down to Hyman as Zukdinam push in. Nixie is now down by the warehouse. T-Bone and Page have to decide between pushing in and running away. They're going to push in. They want to raise the stakes here in game number 2. Where's the rest of Zukdinam? That's Nixie down and out. So that's Heroic down to 2. Zukdinam down to 2. Both teams trading. This is not ideal for either team's late game hopes right now. Especially considering Heroic are trying to chase down the top of the leaderboard. It's been a fascinating fight, though. Really good fun to watch. But this resulting 2v2 leaves everyone quite split. T-Bone and Page have the potential to center in on the same target. If Hyman's really quiet, he might be able to grab Page as he walks into the warehouse. Who hears the footsteps first? Oh, that door opening. Page will have heard that. Page will 100% have heard that. He's off to your right, but he's not seen. And he goes around the other side of the containers. Misses Hyman completely. Thinks Hyman has actually moved out. Dex, in the meantime, moving up onto T-Bone. So if he gets a foot into this warehouse, we're just going to end up with 2 more 1v1s. Zukdinam versus Heroic. Meanwhile, in the circle, we're going to watch this fight for a second before anyone goes down. This is Enhanced versus With Potential. Oh, pardon me, Ribbons has gone down. That's unfortunate. It looks like they're going to back away from this. 3 people in a truck. With Potential have had enough. That smoke, by the way, stopped them from getting shot at as the vehicle was at low speed. Really, really good smoke. Very important smoke. It'll be enough. They're trying to make their way into the next compound. I think this is about as far as they can realistically do it, but they did. They need to get inside as well. Don't count your chickens. But to be fair, very, very well done. That's a good disengagement from With Potential. And they have a nice compound. They can't really move from that compound, but they're doing all right. This is still super intense. Oh, did he not spot Page on the road? The tree hid Page just enough, and Hyman didn't spot him. Page now might actually get to triangulate with T-Bone onto Dex. Push and flush versus Apex is going on. I'm trying to hunt for that. Oh, they're here. Oh, Apex are pushing in on them. This is Ascend. 100% Ascend there. That's intense. Going down on the roof. You need to be careful. Oh. Well, I was going to say, Simsy needs to be careful not to get run over by his own vehicle there. That doesn't happen, but he goes down anyway. Calvin is able to finish the rest of the push and flush. And Apex will survive with 4 kills. Still 2 of them left remaining. This fight. Hyman's nowhere close to the action now. It's actually T-Bone and Page versus Dex. Page spots Dex. Page spots Dex. And finally, it's down to a 2v1. Hyman, a little bit offside there. Where else are we likely to see a crash? Phase 1 nearly in. And the only advantage Hyman has of being so far from his teammate is that I think Heroic didn't actually spot what direction he was coming from. This should enable him to either get the first shot off or have an opportunity to wrap around. I think he's taking the opportunity to wrap around, if you ask me. Next circle, northwest of Los Leones, east of Picado. A lot of teams that were in San Martin and in the surrounding area will be rotating in early. Meet the Woo also coming into Picado early on as well. Enhance going straight past the rest of With Potential. They know which compound they sent it to, so it's unlikely they're going to go too close. Horsemen will be able to survive that. YMCA are ahead of them, though, so as soon as these guys leave beyond that ridge outside La Bendita, they're going to be a little stuck, so I don't actually think they're going to move much further. Highman gets T-Bone. Using that sneakiness to be able to wrap around. What a fantastic flashbang. Followed up by a Molotov from Page to try and hold him out. Is that molly going to be good for T-Bone? It's not. Page might actually be able to get a quick res here. Highman's still a little bit too far away to do much with the angle. And that's it. Zuktin Nam eliminated. Heroic will be able to continue with 2, but they're going to have to get to a vehicle. Stat. Chicken Go Clock. Moving in towards Optimal Gaming. It looks like this flat building is going to be what they take. They don't want to engage with the church at the moment. That's fine. Nexus, very late to the party on the northeast, and this is already really crowded. The 4 Norsemen. Whoa, hello. Whoa, okay. Right, well, Herky suffering from a little bit of motion sickness. That was fun. Whee! We're moving back in towards the circle. We'll try that again, shall we? They're going to be crashing in by the looks of things towards Apex. They're not waiting. Here come the grenades. If that first one hits... That first one is surprisingly close to them. Calvin and Tekers are either side of that explosion. Calvin now very close to 3 members of the Norsemen. They're being aggressed upon, and it's a 2v4. Snooski to the left, Herky to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with Calvin. Yep, we can roll with that. Needing to be so careful. Who is going to peek above this ridge first? Horrible situation for Calvin to be in. Effectively waiting, and Atomical from range is going to take that and say, thank you very much, mate. That's the problem when you get caught out in position like that. You have to stay still. You don't want the 3v1. You don't want the 4v1. But then, of course, if someone has good eyes and spots you, that's the end of that. Very well done to With Potential and Atomical for spotting that opportunity. It's now Tekers versus the Norsemen. Fortunately, With Potential have decided that actually we're going to go ahead and try and spoil the party here a little bit. Atomical has gotten a point for his efforts, so why not? Why not keep going? Circle is about to pop. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on. Heroic have made it into the edge. It's a 1 o'clock shift. Oh, and Heroic, after so much fighting and such a protracted fight against Zuktin Nam, they now have to move hard shift towards Graveyard. With Potential, so happy. Viz, so happy with this. Optimal Gaming and Chicken Go Clock, well, they're happy to stay where they are. Tekers really wish that the Norsemen will go away, so arguably doesn't want the circle right now, but never mind. Snip Teep at the Misfits. They're sort of going for similar real estate here and could end up facing each other on the edge of circle. Dalek trading some long-range shots at the moment, but nothing particularly terminal. 10 seconds till the circle starts to move, and you gotta feel sorry for Heroic. Meet the Woo are gonna be rotating in behind them as well. Prorix navigating the obstacle course that is Los Leones. Whoa. Hang on. No, there's a wall there. There's a wall there. The Burano could handle that one, but only just. This is going to be a tricky one. Heroic could actually end up going La Bendita. Wouldn't surprise me if they did. Oh no, Prorix. Okay, they managed to keep going. It's fine. So we need to watch where Heroic end up coming in. I get the feeling that Furasic might have something to say about this. Ronnie Cray on the edge of the circle, basically waiting, expecting someone to come in at this point. They don't see Ronnie yet. They're thinking about pushing in. They're going to have no choice in a second, and Ronnie is going to be the one with the knowledge. Here comes the vehicle, and here comes T-Bone on foot. The vehicle is distracting. Does he know that T-Bone is there? That's a problem. Oh, Ronnie Cray hasn't fired. This is so smart. He's holding out in case someone else is there as well. He keeps looking back, wondering. And yes, he hears the footsteps now. Ronnie Cray has not fired yet. Now, surprise. That was really, really well done by Furasic and Ronnie Cray in particular. Very, very good. And that is Heroic out. All right. Tekka's being sent into. Will the Norseman finally finish the job? Snooski Dooski, the tip of the spear. Fanning out on both sides. It looks like Herky is going to be the one to make first contact. No, it's absolutely not true. And Ave Mill will be able to take him out at the top of the stairs. That's Apex.GG eliminated. Next circle has popped. It's south of Graveyard. Most teams won't have far to go, but there's also basically no compounds except for Viz and with potential in this next zone. Optimal Gaming have been fighting for quite some time with Chicken Go Cluck. And I believe CGC are down to one member. It's Rikes on the outside of the church here. Trying to get onto the roof. Successfully getting onto the roof. No, never mind. Not successfully getting onto the roof. So close to being able to do that. And Skinny will finish CGC. That's important because Optimal Gaming now have the north side, this quadrant of the sector, sorry, of the circle entirely to themselves. Very, very useful. Furasic Fark looking like they're going to be crashing into with potential. There are so few compounds at the moment that I guess you can't afford to be picky, but what you also can't afford to do is destroy your own teammates with a vehicle and be one short. This is problematic. Atomical going down now. Ronnie Cray trying to get the insta-res onto Bag of Nuts. Xvolution needing to find some way to help his team. That frag grenade didn't go far enough. If it did, it would have gotten Ronnie Cray and Bag of Nuts. Never mind, the Molotov will make up for it. That's Bag of Nuts down. Ronnie Cray probably about to... Oh, God. One tick from bleeding out. Unfortunately, it's still a 1v3. Now a 2v3 if Micah can get rezzed, although Enhanced have decided that a little bit of third party never hurt anybody, and all four, they're going to be pushing in here. With potential, are now very much in a sandwich. A sandwich that they do not want to be in. Snip team taking out Misfits off screen. Micah and Xvolution will now know, hang on a second, someone else has came in here. Really, really good Molotov means that Micah's going to go down. That's from Ronnie Cray. That's a second such Molotov that he's had in this game. I don't think Xvolution can risk coming out to 5. Horseman now getting the headshot onto Ronnie Cray to start this off, so they know that the third party is real. No denying that. Where's Late gonna go? Checking underneath before moving further forward. Underneath, doing tremendously well. Xvolution now deciding to third party. All of Enhanced moving straight back. Late going down as well. That's 2 people down. With potential going down to Horseman. That's the problem when you're playing a 3-way fight. Everyone can choose when to backstab. The circle's also moving away towards Vis as well. This fight between Furasic and Enhanced will determine who gets the east side of the circle of phase 5. Meet the Woo in the meantime on the southern edge. A lot of mini hills here. Moving up into and around YMCA. Nuavi getting a good amount of damage done, but not getting the knocks, and that's unfortunate because they don't have the numbers advantage right now. Ace is very close by. Warwick's up top is going to find that to be a bit of an issue. Another excellent flashbang. The meta's using flashbangs more and more and more, and it's just so unbelievably effective. That's YMCA Esports eliminated. Snip Team and Nexus now on the west side having a bit of a kerfuffle. Neither team is technically in circle. They want to try and move. They want to get position as early as possible, but I think they already know that early is a relative term here. They're going to be fighting essentially in the blue. They need to finish the fight before anything else happens. 1440 is the last member left alive for Nexus. Playing the Shack life. They don't yet suspect the Shack, and that's because they've seen the Norseman. But I reckon they'll be saying to themselves, that's definitely a different team. Where is this guy gone? And they won't know in the short term. The 4040, remember, isn't in circle himself. Good rotating by Dane there, using the terrain to his advantage. They've got a really nice sort of rotate. And a good ridge to hide behind. They're going to need it, though. Meet the Woo, rotated all the way through. Ace not spotting Zico on the far side, and as a result, taking a hit to his level 2 helmet. Nothing a first aid won't solve, but that was a little bit of a surprise. Fjarfik Vark finally eliminated by Enhanced, who win the 3-way fight for this compound. Now have to move into zone immediately. Kuna does not want to be in a position where they're stuck outside in Phase 5 on esports mode for any amount of prolonged time. I guarantee you that. Just avoiding taking that damage as long as possible. Let's see what the circle does. The Norsemen are moving up against Viz. That's going to be huge. Northern shift. Meet the Woo. Slightly annoyed. Snip Team quite annoyed. Alden Oil are going to end up gatekeeping here. But it's the Norsemen onto Viz. Out of circle versus on the edge of circle. 4 players versus 4 players. This is where the next big fight is likely to be. They come in. Viz are a little bit more split than they would like. They can use that to their advantage, though. Lots of bullets coming from lots of directions can only be a good thing. Playing this very, very calm are the Norsemen. They don't have that much time, but they're going to give it a go. Circle now has started moving for Phase 6. More smokes coming in. Viz retreating. With the single-story houses a little further back in this junkyard complex. Just affording a bit of space to the Norsemen, giving them a bit of respect, but now looking to try and kill them in the crossfire as they come in. Nexus and Viz combined for knock number 1. Curexi gets swapped out. Andy deciding that pushing in is going to be good. Oh my god, Andy with the 2K. Really smart to go back inside the house and hold the angle on the other door. The Norsemen are eliminated thanks to Viz. And now they're going to be trying to finish the favor onto Nexus. Stratos should be able to get that with the M4. He does. That's Nexus Gaming eliminated in 6th place. 5 teams and 15 players left alive at 24.5-minute mark. And Meet the Woo are now spotted by Viz, who suddenly have a little bit of freedom. They don't have to worry about someone breathing down their neck. They're going to be playing a long-range fight. They've freed themselves up a bit. A double drop coming in because that seems to be the theme of today at the moment. But Viz played that beautifully to get control of the west side of the circle, and now they have to fight uphill towards Meet the Woo. Optimal Gaming are northeast. If they were to push further east, they would run straight into Kune from enhanced. I don't think they realistically want to right now. It is higher ground, but let's see how open they would be if they were to cross it. That's not too bad, actually. They can come in where Yuri Boy is now. Almost come via the drop, but your problem is Meet the Woo, who might snipe you from afar if they're not careful. And then you've got Kune as well once you get to where the drop is. So they will be able to move there a bit. But I think more realistically, they were just waiting for what Circle was going to do. And as a result, Optimal Gaming are fine with this. They're thinking, we don't need to aggress it if we don't want to. We can hold them out and then just rotate in this way. Remember, this high ground here is nice and flat, which makes it very difficult for Enhanced to actually not get spotted from anywhere else. So even though this double drop is here, they're basically poisoned. You go for one of those and you're almost guaranteed to die at this moment in the game. You have to be so careful. Which sucks, because it's basically like bait drop. But, you know, it's the way the game works, man. Kune gets a shot onto Anonym. It's not really going to be an opportunity for them to push, though, unfortunately. Not as a 2. You can see that's why they're continuing shooting, but not actually running towards them or anything like that. Skinny chucks a great frag their way, just to let them know we are closer than you think. You sure you don't want to go back to where you came from? I think Kune is seriously considering it, but needs some smoke to help his efforts. Alan Oil's Otto is going to be the next to spot the 2 players from Enhanced. And despite the Molotov leaving his hands, it's not good enough, sadly. Horseman does get mollied, but Enhanced also get the kill. They're into the top 4 teams. Optimal Gaming with all 4 left alive. Viz with all 4 left alive. Enhance with 2. And Meet the Woo with, well, 1 or 2 if Danica gets revived. This is tricky. This is Box Bob versus Andy, who's actually had a pretty damn good game. Viz have 7 kills and counting so far, so they are absolutely popping off. And there's the possibility of them getting into the double digits, especially if they take the win here. More smokes coming out, allowing Andy to push closer, wanting to make sure he doesn't get third party. He's going to use 1 extra smoke just in case. Careful? Yes. Overly careful? No. I think that's reasonable. What's Andy going to be able to do now? Exactly that by the looks of things. Yes, the revive comes out, but it doesn't matter. Andy gets them both anyway, and that is Viz up to 10 kills. That is the killing spree. Meet the Woo out in 4th place. Looking at Enhanced now. They're a duo. Kune spotted out by Andy. We've also got Stratos being fought after at the top of the circle. Stratos down to 1 HP after that Molotov. Lucky boy. And Yuri Boy and Skinny not pushing because Skinny needs to get revived. That's fine. Let's reset this fight. One half of Viz in the circle. One half of Viz outside of circle. Fighting both teams. Horseman is in the smoke. Kune has gone down. Oh! Andy, you lucky so-and-so. Just a casual left-right spray into the smoke. It actually does get Horseman. You see maybe 1 in 10 of those work. We'll take that. And now suddenly it's a 4v1. And Viz with 15 kills get a humongous chicken dinner. An absolutely delightful 25 points. They lead in damage, they lead in kills, they lead in assists. And they bring home the chicken dinner in game number 3.